morning. It's Friday morning. Hi, Julie. How are you doing? Hi, John Henry. How's it going? Welcome to Swimmer's Edge Yoga Friday morning workout. We're here to celebrate the end of a long week and maybe the end of a week of a lot of hard practices as well. Hope things are going well for you all in the pool. This morning we're going to be talking about visualization and a little bit about using our minds to not just focus on our races, but focus on our swimming and set ourselves up for some assets in our brains. I read a great article this morning. I actually just put it up on our Swimmer's Edge Facebook page about the ways visualization has been studied to help our performance. And one of the cool pieces of that article stated that there was a study in UCLA, and they studied people taking tests, which to me was kind of a neat thing because it didn't involve any physical performance. But they had one group visualize their test positively, taking the test, remembering information, doing well, and then they didn't have the other group do anything, so just that standard group. And as it turned out, not only did the visualizing group perform exceedingly better on those exams, but they actually had, they stayed healthier and they had a better confidence in the class overall long term. So just some benefits of using our minds to help our swimming. And I'm sure some of you have already used visualization to picture your race or to picture your actual performance, but we're going to talk about visualizing some smaller pieces of that. So going to practice, doing well in a set, hanging in there on those last intervals, imagining, leading a lane, focusing also on technique, the finer tuning pieces, that high elbow, the vertical forearm, the breaststroke drills you've been working on. So all of those pieces can come together to give us a positive image of our swimming and also set us up for better performance in the pool. And the great thing is that our mind doesn't really differentiate too much between real and imagined experiences. So you can train your brain. Maybe this weekend do a few repeats of some of this positive visualization. Do a set, where you feed your brain that good information all weekend long. So thank you for being here. I hope you're taking into consideration any of your body's needs this morning or this afternoon whenever you're doing the yoga. So remember, just take things to your own edge, where your edge is for you personally, and you should be all set. Leave us questions at the end of the webinar or send us a note at swimmersedgeyoga@gmail.com and we'll get back to you. If you have really pressing questions about body issues, make sure that you've checked in with your doctor or physical therapist about things that are bothering you. Probably not the best idea to engage in any exercise program unless you are checked out and fit for that by a physician. So thanks for being here. We'll come down to our mats. We're just going to start in half lotus. We usually do. Sometimes we start in different places, but just coming down into a comfortable position. I'm going to grab a block quick. Sorry. You might need that for later. If you have a block, great. If you don't, you can have a book or a pull buoy. Those work really great. I should probably have a pull buoy here in the studio. But come into that nice seated, comfortable place. Sitting up real tall, take your shoulders down away from your ears. We talked about that this week already, really bringing those shoulders away from that tight upper trapezius position. Draw them down, really lower them out. Scapula's behind you, melt down your back. And then first, just take some time to clear your mind. We're going to work on things in our mind. We're going to make some space for those positive things. So take some time to empty out your thoughts. The plans of the day, the plans, things that went on last night, things you still need to do. Just leave those things kind of at the door or outside of the room you're in right now. And notice them, and then tell them that you'll get back to them in a little bit. So in clearing out that mind space for yourself, just take your hands out to the side. Sitting up tall, think about your inhale. Nice deep inhale through your nose, lifting the hands high. Touch the palms. Exhale, lower the arms. Just continue like this with your breath. Inhale, lift. Reach. If you can't touch those palms, the shoulders are too tight, then just leave them up high. The palms can face the floor when you exhale on the way down. So inhaling, lift. Big breath. Try to make that motion last the whole inhale, and then exhale. Make the motion last the whole exhale. One more time. Inhale, lift, palms up. This time let's twist to the right. So turning towards your right knee, drop that left hand down to the right knee. Look over the back shoulder. With your inhale, lift the hands. Turn towards the left knee, drop the right hand down, look over the left shoulder. You can use a little leverage on that knee or just use it to brace yourself and stay tall. So exhaling, looking over that back shoulder, really twist and look. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Let's take both hands behind us, fingertips pointing towards the glutes. Plant those hands on the floor, shoulder width apart. Open the chest, lift the face, round out the shoulders. With your inhale, lift the bum off the floor. Exhale, lower. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, fold. Just ragdoll that back up, and we'll try that whole thing again. So hands behind you, fingertips towards the glutes. Inhale, open the chest, lift the bum. Exhale, lower the glutes, reach forward, lower down. Maybe take a breath here in that lotus fold. Let's come back up to seated. We'll switch feet. So have your opposite foot on top if you're already sitting that way, or maybe change your easy seated position a little differently too. So inhale, we'll open the chest, lift the face, lift the bum. Exhale, lower those glutes, reach forward, sink into that nice fold. That changes how it feels in your hips. So inhaling, lift the glutes and the face. Exhale, lower, reach on forward. And we'll ragdoll up again, one vertebra at a time, just coming up to seated. Let's roll the shoulders, so rolling them up and backwards. Remember to do this with your inhale too. So inhale, lift the shoulders, move them back. We're finding mobility. Hey, did you see Caleb Dressel do that awesome 50 freestyle, 86 or something like that on that relay? A lot of that is power, as you saw him swim, but he can't use all that power unless he can move. So we're looking for mobility here, making those body parts fluid, flexible, giving those muscles full range of motion to do those powerful things in the water. We'll roll them forward. If you haven't noticed, I started rolling those shoulders forward. Let's open our chest again, arms wide to a T, lift the face, strong through the torso, sit up tall. Exhale, give yourself a hug, round out that cat back. Inhale, open. Exhale, lean on over. It's starting to feel better already, isn't it? Drop your chin. Inhale, left. And lower. Let's go ahead and come up onto our knees. So just in a seated position, if you can manage that. If you don't like how that feels, you might choose to sit on a block underneath there. You can put it up on the short end, kind of sit on it vertically. However you like to sit down. If you don't mind your glutes on your heels, you can do that. If you like to sit on the outside with your heels on the outsides of your glutes, you can go there too. We're just going to continue with some chest opening. So inhaling again, open up. Exhale, let's give yourself a hug. We'll come into a nice tight tuck. Extend the hands out to the floor, really stretch, almost like child's pose, but the feet closer together. Inhale, lift. Open the chest. Give yourself a hug. Roll on over. Extend the hands. Let's go ahead and walk around to the right side. So feel that side body stretch through the left while your hands reach to the right. And then reverse and then the other way. And come back to center. Let's get a little bit of a neck stretch. So inhale, lift the hands. Remember, shoulders down. Let's bend the right elbow. Take hold of the head. Extend the left hand towards the floor right next to you. And bring that right ear over to your right shoulder. Move that shoulder down away from your ear and really reach that left hand towards the floor. Just breathe, sitting up tall, giving those ankles a stretch. And release. If you want to, come up onto your toes, curling those toes under, and sit on your toes while we do the next one. It gives the toes a little stretch. Inhale, lift the hand. Exhale the right hand towards the floor. Take hold of the head with the left. Really reach those right fingertips down towards the ground as you draw that left ear towards the left shoulder. Good job. Stay seated on your toes if you're okay with that. We're just going to roll that head forward, touch the chin to the chest or close. Inhale, lift the hands. Exhale, bring the palms towards your face, down towards your sternum. Touch your nose to the fingertips. Inhale, lift the hands. Exhale, let them come down. Now you're feeling that fire in your ankles probably. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Let's come up to our knees, so to camel. I'm going to do a little camel. So you're kneeling on your knees. Try to have them about hips width apart. If you don't like how that feels on your knees with just one layer of mat, maybe use a towel or roll that mat over so you have a little extra padding. Find those hips right over your knees, shoulders over your hips. Inhale the hands tall. With your exhale, place them on the small of your back, fingertips down. Take your elbows as far behind you as you can. Really open that chest, lift the face. And exhale. One more time, lift the hands. With your inhale, exhale, place the fingertips on the back, open the chest. Really lean into it and come back tall. So let's take our hands to our side. Same thing we do with our head, but not holding onto our head for the next stretch. Let's reach our right hand down towards the floor. Raise the left hand tall and lean into that. Just kind of find that lean. If you want to bring your hand back towards your foot, you can, that right hand, but reaching tall into camel. And we'll switch with the inhale, switch the hands, exhale, reaching down for that left foot, and switch. If this isn't comfortable for you or is too much for your lower back, just continue to hold that lower back and lean into it. Or you can hold the lower back and raise that hand. So we're keeping gentle movements on the back here. So one more time, lifting the right hand, and we'll lower. Let's sink on down to the floor. We'll come into a nice child's pose. So coming into that, loosen up that lower back now that we've stretched it out in camel some. Take the knees wide if you like. Walk those fingertips far forward. Hover the head, but feel that stretch between the shoulder blades. So round out those shoulders enough that you can feel that right across like a T-bar across your scapulas. That's awesome. Beautiful. We'll come up to all fours. Find a nice flat back in your tabletop position. Air under your palms. Peace fingers forward. Inhale to cow. Tailbone lifts. Exhale up to cat. Spread those shoulder blades apart. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Press out of your palms. You can even come up onto your fingertips if you like. Inhale to cow. Really reach that tailbone towards the sky. Lift the face. You can rock forward in cow. And then as you exhale to cat, rock backwards. So just find that nice motion. I'm going to do some visualizing here in 1 second. Just get a few more cat-cows. We've done this once before in a workout with Swimmer's Edge, but it's a kind of a mind game with cat-cow. So come back into tabletop. And we're just going to move our tailbone. So you're using your mind now, practicing some mind control. We're going to use our mind to just move the tailbone in cat-cow. So inhaling, lift the tailbone. Try not to move your head. Exhale, just tailbone to abs. Don't move that upper body. Exhale to that cat, just with the tailbone. Inhale to cow. Nice and slow. Exhale to cat. Try not to use the shoulders. Inhale to cow. And exhale to cat. Now we're going to start adding some more in here. So one vertebra at a time, Start moving that sacrum towards the ceiling, and as you do that, the belly rolls down. Feel one vertebra at a time, all the way up like you're doing a wave with your spinal cord. And then your head is the final thing to lift. Then as you exhale, lower the head first, one vertebra at a time. Feel that spine start lifting into cat, and try to roll it one part of that spinal column at a time. Okay, now the tailbone starts. So tailbone switches. Thinking about that spine, one vertebra at a time, lifting all the way up to the crown of the head. And crown of the head first. Feel the neck stretch, then lift the shoulders and the scapulas, then arch the back, then do the tailbone. It's kind of interesting, isn't it? One piece at a time. But you can start imagining the length of your body and that beautiful spine that connects everything and gives us so much range of motion. And you can start to see that it can move all kind of independently in different areas, which is why we have to use such core strength to hang on to things as we swim through the pool. You can visualize that when you're in the water, that spine being movable, being able to move like a necklace, and we need it to stay still. So engaging with those muscles around it to hold it tight. All right, let's think on down to puppy. So dropping your elbows where your hands were on the mat. Your hips are high. We'll extend those hands forward. Really press that chest down towards the floor. You can imagine it looks just like a puppy playing with a tennis ball, wanting you to throw it to him or her. Beautiful. Come back up to all fours. Let's do a little tabletop balance. So with your inhale, keeping that back still, tightening that core around the spine, we're going to inhale our right hand forward, reaching in front of us, keeping a nice balance back. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale the left. Exhale it lower. Are you keeping that spine contained with all the musculature around it? Use your muscles. Inhale forward. And then the left, inhale. So add in the leg. That gives us a little more length here and requires more abdominal work. So inhale, lift the leg and the hand, right hand, left foot. Flex that left foot towards the floor. Exhale, let's bring that knee to elbow. Feel that stretch. Inhale, send it all out. Use the muscles around your spine to keep it controlled. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, reach ahead. If it's too much with the leg for you, you can just continue with an arm, or you can do one leg and then one arm. That's fine. And we'll set everything back down, switching sides. So we'll go left hand, right foot. So inhale and exhale, knee to elbow. If you are alternating, no big thing. Just go back to alternating. Extend. Feel those abs. Feel the glutes hold things. Use the chest. Use the back. Take your mind to those body parts. Extend one more time. Flex that foot. And back we go. Let's come into tabletop one more time. If it bothers your wrists, you can always use fists for wrists. Just make sure you're keeping them right underneath your shoulders. We're going to do some hip rotation. So with your inhale, let's inhale that left knee up, 90-degree angle, flex the foot, and lower it back down. Try not to roll onto your right side. Inhale, lift the hip. Find that full range of motion with that left hip. And lower. Inhale, lift. Extend the leg behind you. Bend the leg. And then we'll roll the hips. So just go through that extension and bend as you use that full hip socket to lubricate that joint. Just go ahead with your own breath, inhaling and exhaling. And then we'll set it back down. Okay, switching sides, we're going to inhale the right knee open. So lifting the leg, 90-degree angle, and exhale. Again, try not to sneak onto your left side as you lift that hip up. Engage the abs. Use the glute. Even use your obliques a little bit, those side abdominals. One more time lifting. Extend behind you. Bend the knee. And then just go ahead with those full circles, firing up this hip. You might feel it in the opposite hip now that we've tired out the other one. One more time, we'll reverse the directions. Whew, nice. And we'll sink down into that child's pose. Just take a nice child's pose, stretch out one hip or the other. In fact, let's move our hips in child's pose. So your hands are out in front. Let's take our hips and go ahead and lean them over to the left side. You can move your hands to the right if that helps you with leverage. And then switching, let's go ahead, move your hips to the right side, hands to the left. Just subtle. And we'll come back to center. Let's come down to our bellies. We're going to start in Sphinx pose. So almost like a forearm plank that's gone badly, where you're coming back down to the floor. Okay, so your arms are parallel in front of you, but the elbows are directly underneath your shoulders. Let's go ahead and lift through our hands, lifting the face up towards the sky, and press out of that Sphinx pose. So another lower back pose. As you exhale, bring your forehead down towards the mat. Feel that stretch in the trapezius muscle. Inhaling, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Press out of those hands. Really use the upper back as well as the lower back. And lower down. Try to keep your legs pretty parallel behind you. Don't open them wide as you come up off the floor with those hands. And exhale. So touch the forehead to the mat one more time. And as you hang out there with your forehead touching, I want you to imagine yourself in your most recent practice pool. And find the lane that you're normally in. And give yourself an imagination moment, a visualization moment where you're thinking about that practice and how well you're executing an interval set. Just see yourself there on the wall. Feel strong, feel ready for the next interval. Looking down the pool, looking at the clock. Just think of the positive things that you're doing for yourself in that practice. And then just see yourself push off with strength for that great next interval of the set. And then we're going to come back tall. We're going to take our hands so that they're parallel to one another, but one in front of the other. So you're going to have the left arm in front of the right or the right arm in front of the left. And then we're going to walk our fingertips just away from one another. So kind of little finger movements at a time until you're coming into a nice shoulder stretch. And those arms should be going out towards the sides, but you'll notice an edge right away. So find your edge where you want gravity to be, and think about if you're putting equal gravity into both shoulders. When we switch arms, you'll get a little more probably in the opposite arm, but try to make that press as equal as possible as you hang out there in that shoulder stretch. And breathe. You can let the head fall. Did you know your head's between 8 and 12 pounds? So that's a lot of weight there helping you stretch. And then we'll take those arms, just walk them out. Let's come down to a T. Instead of doing that opposite stretch right away, we'll come down with T arms. Put your hands on the left side, or your face on the left side. Palms are down. We're going to bring our right hand near to our body. We're going to press as if we're on a backboard, so keeping that head and spine and body in line. Let's press with our right hand and roll onto our left side, just feeling that stretch behind the left shoulder. If you want, you can take your top leg, the right leg, and bend it, and then place your foot behind your left knee on the floor with the knee high. It's a little more of a twist to that stretch, a little more leverage. And we'll come back to center. Let's switch ways. So extend the right arm. We'll bring the left hand near us. We're going to roll onto that left side. Try to keep the head and spine aligned. So don't lean the head down onto the floor. Your kind of head is lifted. And you can bend that knee and place the foot behind you if you want a little more on that right shoulder. Okay, coming back to center. Now you've probably forgotten which arm was in front. So you might have to try it out to know which one was. But I think the left arm now is behind and the right arm is forward, at least for me. And then we'll walk those fingertips away just to enjoy that shoulder stretch. Again, use gravity, but only take it to an edge that's comfortable for you. Sometimes you can come all the way down to the floor in this stretch. If you have tighter or more tender shoulders, you may not like to be down that low. And that's okay. All right, coming on up. Let's go ahead and drop our hands to our side one more time. We'll do a few locust lifts, and then we're going to get rolling with some standing poses. So with your inhale, interlock those hands behind your back and lift your face. So breathe in through your nose. Lift your hands, lift your chest. Exhale, lower it down. You can add your legs, inhaling, lifting the hands, lifting the legs. Exhale, lower. Really reach. Use that power. Inhale, lift. You're working on mobility. Exhale, lower. Strong through the core. Inhale, lift. You can release the hands and almost like you're holding a beach ball between them. Exhale, lower. Awesome. We're going to curl those toes. Press up through all fours. Sink one more time into child's pose real quick. And then inhale up into your first down dog. So take some time to find that down dog. Your hands shoulder width apart, feet hips width apart. Pressing the chest towards the thighs. Bend into each knee. Just pedal in, pressing each heel down towards the mat. Take time to stretch it out. Feel that deep stretch in the hamstrings and the calf muscles. See where you're at there. Checking the time. Okay, when you're in that down dog and you find that good position, hips width apart and shoulders width apart, we're going to do some traveling. So we're going to inhale, take a big breath. Walk towards the front of your mat. Come into a nice forward fold. We're going to rolling up just one vertebra at a time. So just dangling here with some good knee bend. Crown of your head is towards the floor. One vertebra at a time. Start with your shoulders and roll that back all the way up as you stand towards mountain. Awesome. Inhale, lift the hands. Exhale, fold again. This time, if you have a block or you want to plant your hand on the floor, plant your right hand between your feet, just in front of them. Bend into your right knee and twist open towards the left. So that right knee is bent. You're folding over, reaching towards the ceiling. Nice twisted forward fold. You can do a half bind here where you drop that hand behind you if you like that. And just move with your breath. So switching, plant the left hand, bend the left knee. Extend towards the ceiling. Take the half bind if you want. Exhale. Switching. Inhale, lift the hand. Exhale, switch and lower. Inhale, lift the hand. Exhale, switch. Inhale, lift the hand. One more time each side. Really feel that in the hips. Exhale, lower. Awesome. Coming back to center, let's straighten out both those legs. Let's take a wider forward fold. So heel toe your feet out to the outside edges of your mat. Just feel that difference in the hamstrings, a little more to the outer sides. And then when you're wide like this, come into that fold. If you want, you can hold on to the outside edges of your legs, pulling that chest towards your thighs. It's a little different, wider legs, isn't it? It's not quite the same as when your feet are together. With your inhale, let's heel toe those feet closer first, and then we'll inhale into chair. So I'm taking my block with me because I like chair with a block, with that block between my thighs. And sitting down, really move those knees so that they're not in front of your toes. You can have your hands to prayer hands. Let's twist now here too. We twisted in that forward fold. Let's twist in our prayer chair. So hands are at the heart. We'll twist towards the left side. You can rest that right elbow on the left knee. Now it's up to you. You can stay with prayer hands or you can open those hands wide like we did earlier in that same forward fold. Just breathe. Hands come back to heart. Let's press tall to stand. With your exhale, come back into chair, prayer chair, and twist over towards the right side. So the hands should be right at your sternum. The elbow is about equidistant from your center, so opening up would give you the same motion on each side. And lower. Firing up those quads. Coming up all the way tall to stand. Exhale to fold. You can get rid of the block if you want. Inhale to monkey. Press your hands on those shins or thighs so that you have that nice flat back. Don't lock your knees. Exhale, fold. Step back with your right foot, then your left foot into plank or kneeling plank. Here we are in this torso position again, holding onto that spine. Nothing's wavy. It's not arched. It's not high. Hold on with everything to that nice flat back. We're going to do a nice chaturanga or yoga push-up. So keeping ear under your palms and elbows close to your body, lower down. Come to your belly. Slide those hands forward, tops of the feet to the floor. Inhale, cobra. Exhale back down to the floor. Inhale, press up through all fours, sink into child's pose. Inhale back up to down dog. Then travel. Walk, step, or jump to the front of the mat. With your exhale, fold. Inhale, press through the feet, tall to stand. Exhale, fold. Inhale to monkey. Exhale, fold. Step back left, then right. Lower down. Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Find that great down dog. Take a breath here. With our inhale, we're going to lift our right foot off the floor. So inhale, lifting the right foot. Now you may just have your right foot extended behind you, or you can come all the way up to the sky. We're going to step through to a low lunge, whether you have a block or not. Just keeping that chest above the hips. That's the goal. So if you need a block for that, please get one. And as you're hanging out here, we're going to hold this pose, giving these legs time to stretch. You can be up on your fingertips or on your wrists, fists for wrists, or all the way at the floor. It's up to you. We're hanging out in lunge. I want you to visualize something else. So taking away from the lunge pose, think of yourself coming into that third turn of the 100 free. And this same kind of breath intensity, the stretch intensity, there's a lot of power, there's a lot of lactate. Execute a great turn as you approach the wall. See yourself attack the wall with the head. Come into that flip. Plant the feet. Get into a great streamline. All those dolphin kicks off the wall as we hang out here in lunge. We're going to lower that left knee to the floor. Whew, some relief. We're going to come back into the hips. Extend that right leg so that the right toes come off the floor. And come into a nice hamstring stretch. So bringing that forehead down towards the knee, down towards the thigh. Enjoy the stretch. Really lean into it. Inhale, lift a little bit. Exhale, fold more deeply, forehead towards the knee. Inhale, lift, kind of monkey back. Exhale, lower. Inhale, monkey back, extend that spine. Exhale, lower, chest over thigh. Now we're going to roll back into that foot. Press with your hands before you lift those back toes. We're going to step back into plank. Find that strong plank or kneeling plank. Again, with kneeling plank, just keep a nice straight line. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale to cobra or up dog. Exhale all the way up to down dog. And pedal in. Take a good breath. So finding that good down dog, nice deep breath. With your inhale, we're going to the left side. So inhale your left foot up towards the sky. Press into it. Then step through to that low lunge. Finding that strong place. Let's do that same visualization again. So in that low lunge, you're approaching the turn. Maybe you switch strokes. Maybe you do the same thing. See yourself coming into the wall, exactly how you want to navigate the turn. Strong, powerful arms into the flip, tucking the chin, the feet come fast. They plant on the wall strong. Get a great push off on your side. See yourself with the down arm pulling out first and breaking out to the surface. Beautiful. Let's drop that right knee to the floor. The top of the foot comes down. We're going to shift our hips back, straightening the left leg. Toes come up off the floor. Find that strong place over the leg and then bring your forehead down towards your knee. Now instead of rounding that back, try to keep the back long. So inhale, lift to monkey. Exhale, fold with that hip hinge over your knee. Inhale, lift to monkey. Exhale, fold with that hinge. Inhale one more time. Great hamstring mobility here. Exhale. Beautiful. Let's rock into that front foot. Come up onto the back toes. We're going to step forward into that forward fold. Drop the top of the head. Let's take our hands, bend your knees as much as you need to take your peace fingers around your big toes. So maybe your knees are bent a lot. Maybe not. Inhale, lift the hips. Try to keep your chest towards the thighs. Feel those hamstrings release. Inhale, exhale, lower. Sorry. Inhale the hips high. Keep those toes hanging on to them. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend the knees. We're going to press out of those feet towards tall to stand. Prayer hands. Let's go right into twisted chair towards the left. So coming into that same position that we were in just a few minutes ago. Feeling a little bit deeper ability here. Power press to stand. Exhale to right-sided twisted chair. Inhale to stand. Exhale, fold all the way swan dive or bow. Drop the head. Inhale, monkey. Exhale, fold. This time we'll step back left. We're going to come into warrior one. So the back heel drops. Those heels are lined up on the mat. Come up tall to stand. So here we are in this warrior position. You can have your knee elevated, or you can come into that parallel position with the floor, but track the knee in front towards your feet. Turn your hips so that both of them are facing the front wall. Strong through the core. Don't arch the back open right now. Just come into that tall warrior position. Lift the hands. Let's go into cactus arms. So palms forward, hands in a goalpost. Let's do some rotations of those shoulders. So fingertips down, elbows high, fingertips up, elbows high. Pivot right at your elbow so that they keep that 90-degree angle. Ooh, shoulder stretch. A lot of times we do this on the floor. Now we're not, so find that strength. Let's interlace those hands behind our back. With our exhale, fold over that thigh. Really lean. You can just come into a nice humble warrior line there, or you can come inside the thigh and lift the hands above and stretch. We're going to pivot towards the front of the mat then. Both feet are forward. You can come into that yoga lock straddle fold. Sorry. Feet are forward. Long ends of the feet are parallel to the short ends of the mat. Just staying in that nice fold. We'll drop our hands to the floor. If you have your block or you're planting your hands on the mat, let's plant our right hand on the block and twist that straddle fold open to the left. You might adjust your feet so that your toes are inside your heels a little bit. Exhale, we'll switch and lift. Kind of monkey back when you switch hands. Feel that stretch to the back of the hamstring. Inhale and exhale, and inhale again, coming up facing the right side of the room. And we'll come into that front straddle fold. We can move the block out of the way, or maybe you're coming down to the block. Remember, the top of your head is towards the floor in that straddle fold. Don't lock your knees out, a little bit of bend, and just dangle there. As you're upside down on the floor, I actually want you to practice imagining yourself walking into the pool area. So you're just walking in the door. Survey the scene, see your coach, see your teammates. What is it like to come to practice each day? Put a smile on your face, stand tall, walk in with your stuff. Feel confident, feel ready for what the practice holds, feel ready for what is going to happen in the pool at this workout. Maybe you're setting your things down, maybe you're heading into the locker room, but come in, watch yourself come in with that confidence. You're going to inhale to that monkey back, so long back. Sorry, I can't see you. Exhale, fold. Let's pivot towards the front of the mat. We're going to step back into plank. Now, if you're tired from all this standing, you can come into a resting pose, a child's pose. Otherwise, go ahead and finish that low flow from plank or kneeling plank. So exhale, lower down near elbows. Come into that cobra or up dog. Exhale, press up into down dog. Great. Find that strong down dog. With our inhale, we're going to step forward with the left leg into that warrior one. Remember, we're coming up tall to warrior one. Hips are forward. Strong torso, not arched back. Inhale the hands tall. Beautiful. Exhale, we'll come into those interlaced fingers. Lean over that left thigh. And you can either hang out just here in a diagonal. Whoops, lost my balance. Or exhale all the way deeply into that deep place of stretch. And we're going to pivot on those feet. You can keep your hands lifted or drop them and switch into that straddle fold, the opposite direction. This time when we release the hands, let's bring them down to our shins or ankles or feet, upside down in that straddle fold. Just breathe. Now we're going to come towards the front of the mat again. Come into that bent knee lunge. We'll step forward into forward fold. Coming down into that deep forward fold. Inhale, tall to stand. Exhale, fold. Inhale, monkey. Exhale, fold. Step back with the right. We're going to come into that, no, we'll go all the way back, to down dog. My fault. So come into that down dog position. We're going to hover forward into plank. So inhale, lift the right foot, hover. Exhale, back to down dog. Inhale, lift the foot, hover, draw that knee to your chest into plank. Exhale, back to down dog. We're going to come into pigeon here. So inhale, hover the knee, turn the lower leg so that it's parallel to the front of your mat, and then sink down towards the floor and walk that leg behind you. So coming into pigeon pose, you've got that front shin is parallel towards the front of the mat. Sink into that right hip. Bring those hands close to the body. You can even touch the leg. Open the face towards the sky. Exhale, lower down all the way to your elbows if you want, or to a block. And come into that relaxed pigeon pose. You can stack your fists if you want, or you can lean on your forearms, or you can even extend those hands forward if you want. But just relax in that pigeon pose. As you breathe, breathe into that right hip. And while you're here, visualize a great finish. Whether it's at practice or at a meet, just see yourself coming into the wall, staying high in the water, feeling strong. Maybe you're racing someone. Maybe you see yourself beating someone next to you. Extending that arm, perfect length of the arm stroke finish. Touching with those fingertips, keeping the head down. Imagine that perfect finish. And then take some time to look up at the scoreboard, wherever it is at that pool, and see a time that would be a positive one for you. Breathe into that right hip. Let's come up tall into those hands. We'll curl the back toes under, step back into that down dog. Raise those hips up. Woo! That's a lot. Just pedal in a little bit. A lot on that right leg. Okay, with your inhale, we're coming forward to plank. Draw that knee to chest, the left. Changing legs, extend to down dog. Inhale, knee to chest, shift forward to that plank, cover plank. Exhale to down dog. Inhale, knee to plank. Let's shift the legs. So drop the left knee to the left side of the mat, left foot to the right side of the mat. Sink on into that pigeon pose. High chest, so almost king pigeon here. Coming up tall. Really sink into that left hip. And with your exhale, let that body fold over the front. Come down to the mat, either on your forearms or a block. Stack the arms or stack the fists if you want. Or come all the way down to the floor. And breathe. Now take time to visualize another meet. Maybe it's a championship meet in your state. Maybe it's a country national meet. See yourself at that pool. Maybe behind the blocks, ready for a race. Do your pre-race routine. How do you stand there? How do you feel? Maybe you're working through being more mentally prepared. Maybe you're working through having more focus behind the block. Maybe you have to be pepped up more. See yourself do your pre-race routine as you hang out here in Pigeon. And then coming up out of those hands, we're going to curl those back toes under. Really lift with your hands so that you can get your hip off the floor before you extend that leg behind you. We're going to come into a nice last yoga push-up and bring your belly down to the mat. I'm going to do a few final stretches here. So with your hands at your side, let's inhale that left foot up into the left hand. Just take hold of it like a quad stretch. You can extend the right hand in front of you. Pressing the foot into the hand will lift into half bow. Lift that right hand. Exhale, lower. Let's switch hands and feet. So inhale the right foot to the right hand. Inhale the left hand forward. Exhale. Inhale, lift the hand, lift the foot, half bow, and exhale down. You can take hold of both feet if you want. Just pull those feet in. You can pull them tight to your glutes. You can pull them to the outside. With your inhale, lifting, pressing the hands into the feet, feet into the hands, and exhale, lower down. Awesome. You can kick those feet out onto the floor if you want. Just give them a little tap if that's comfortable to you. And then we can roll onto our backs for Shavasana. Now we've gone a little bit long here today, so if you want to take some time on your mat, just spend some last final time visualizing your races. You can do that. Or if you have time, you just want to stretch out, just take your knees into your chest and rock maybe from side to side. Maybe you go up into a happy baby. It's up to you. If you have time to spend visualizing a perfect race, you can walk yourself through that. If you've got to run off to the next thing to work, we can do that too. But just note that you can take any time here on your mat or maybe at your desk or maybe in bed at night, going ahead and visualizing any part of your swimming process, whether it's coming to practice, whether it's being at practice, whether it's a part of practice or a drill within a set, or the whole race in itself. It doesn't have to be the whole broad picture every time. Maybe you just visualize one small thing. I'm going to roll onto my side and come back up to seated. If you need to take some time longer here on the mat, please feel free to do that. We're glad that you could be with us today here at Swimmer's Edge Yoga. Enjoy the rest of your day or enjoy your evening. Enjoy your weekend. These workouts from this week will stay up over the weekend in case there's something you want to do again, or if you're taking time to catch up. We're glad you could be here. So it's our thanks for joining us here at Swimmer's Edge Yoga today. We'll see you soon, Monday morning. Take care.